Good morning, everybody. Today, I am going to speak about a pediatric problem called autism. Uh, what are the main symptoms of autism? How do we diagnose autism? And what are the various reasons as to why some kids become autistic? The autism is a psychological disorder wherein kids stay within themselves. That is, they have reduced interaction with their surroundings. They don't interact much with their surroundings. And they play with themselves, they speak to themselves, and they are within themselves. When you first see them, they look normal. They look as if they are playing well, they are doing well. But if you observe them carefully, they are actually playing with themselves and they are not interacting with their surroundings. Sometimes not even interacting with their parents. So this is the main problem, and the main age group which are affected are 1 to 3 year old age group, where it starts actually. It can progress into elder age group also, but the main age group when it starts, or when we can identify, when we should identify this autism, is 1 to 3 years. Now, why do some kids become autistic? Autism was previously common in the Western societies, where father and mother both are working, and kids are left alone at home. And because of the large independent houses, the kids don't have much interaction with the neighbors, other kids play. So most kids are generally left alone. So they gradually develop this psychological disorder of playing with themselves because they are not exposed to others. That's a common thing. But after the onset of COVID, this problem is becoming predominant in Indian society as well. And after the COVID, you all remember that during COVID, there's a complete lockdowns. People are at home, parents working from home, and kids no schools, no homeworks, no play outside. So most of them, majority of them, got addicted to mobiles and rhymes on television, etc. And when 1 to 3 year age old kids do not interact with the surroundings, do not interact with human beings, and they are exposed to more and more digital environment, then they develop this autistic behavior. That is, they play with themselves, they talk to themselves, they hear the rhymes on YouTube and then tell the rhymes to themselves. And when you first see the child, the child looks normal. The child is happily playing and talking, moving around the house, etc. But when you look at the child carefully, now the child is actually talking to himself, and then the child is playing with himself and not with the surroundings. So they lose the interaction with the surroundings. Sometimes they lose the interaction with the parents as well when the autism becomes very severe and not identified early. So this is the main issue. Autism has other reasons also, where there could be a small genetic predisposition. There could be some drug-induced autism due to some specific things. But more than all that, and sometimes there is no reason at all, it happens just by bad luck. But as of now, what we are seeing is the majority of the times it is because of addiction to gadgets, addiction to the virtual world, and losing the interaction with the present world or the human world. So they're more and more addicted to the mobile, they keep watching the mobile, and then they go into it and they create a bubble of world for themselves, and then keep playing with themselves, talking to themselves, laughing to themselves, etc. So if this has to be identified pretty early, and if it is not identified pretty early, then the kids gradually develop severe autism, and then sometimes they don't even interact with their parents, they don't even look into the eyes of their parents, they forget telling their name also, and they are completely within themselves. If it becomes pretty very severe, it is difficult to pull them out of that. So it is pretty important that the parents should be cautious of this problem, should know that such a problem can happen if the kids are addicted to mobiles and televisions, especially in their early childhoods, like 1 to 2 years of age. So they should be careful, and the problem should be identified pretty early, right? So this is what is called autism, and why it happens, and why it is becoming common in the Indian society as of now. In the next video, we'll discuss about what to do with autism and what parents have to do with the child, how to identify it early, and how to go ahead with the child's treatment, which is pretty important. Thank you.